My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
After an off day yesterday for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, they traveled down to make the short trip across Barnstable borders to take on the YD Red Sox on a highly anticipated start to your Wednesday Cape Cod Baseball League day. So happy to have you with us alongside Mikey Doolittle and Michael Kirsting and Bria Losick. I'm Jacob Irons. Guys, when you look at these two teams, these are two teams in both their divisions that are flying right now, and they have a lot of momentum both ways.
And this is why it makes it such a huge game, and hopefully it lives up to the billing, because Hyannis is the second best team behind Cotuit in the league, yet they sit in second place because of how well Cotuit is doing. YD paces the East right now. It's a strong team in YD. We've seen them a few times now, and we know exactly what they're up to. So we have a Hyannis team who hasn't lost in almost a week and a half now, and they come off an off day, a well-deserved off day, feeling fresh and coming back into the 4A.
Yeah, and July has been very, very nice to Hyannis so far. A 10-4 record. They've won 8 of their last 10, and one of those was a loss that they got a point out of. So Hyannis playing really, really good baseball coming into this one. They would lead the league right now if it weren't for Cotuit. So just like Michael mentioned, a chance to really prove and set yourself into that Cotuit tier of this league.
Last time these two teams squared off at Red Wilson Field, it had the makings of a cardiac hawk situation. Ultimately, they flatlined in that 9th inning. However, it was great resilience that got them in that game. And then if you even go back even a couple days ago when they faced each other at McKeon Park, Hyannis able to walk it off and get it in 4-3 fashion.
And those two games, I think, epitomize exactly how far Hyannis has come. You play that game here at Red Wilson Field now, the result is 100% different, because that was a point where right before the orange jerseys were broken out, they were in a little bit of a mental slump. They come so close, and if you're in a slump, results like that don't go your way, as they did not with Hyannis. But they have YD come on the 12th after the postponement of the 4th of July game. They come back and walk them off. And it's a really good YD team, as I said. So they have completely flipped the script on their season. And now they come here expecting to beat YD handedly. And that says a lot about the team that they are.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily the beginning of the winning streak. Had started a couple of days before that, but that was the game that you felt like marked the beginning of this Cardiac Hawk magic that they have put on. It was an Austin Kelly sac fly to win it in the 9th. So ultimately, yes, this YD team means a lot to Hyannis because it's a good gauge on where they're at. Are they ready to compete? Are they not ready to compete? And we saw last time here at Red Wilson Field, they probably weren't quite ready to be at the top of the league, but last time they proved that they are, and it'll be interesting to have another test here today.
And trying to work through a test is our own Bria Losick with the genius himself, Johnny Davis.
From Red Wilson Field, I'm Bria Losick alongside Johnny Davis, who was recently kind of promoted or shifting gears a little bit, usually the head of data analytics for the Harbor Hawks, but now you're going to be at first base in the absence of Drew Earhart. Are you excited for that new opportunity?
Well, obviously we're really sad to be losing Drew. Losing our hitting guy is big, but we're excited for him to be able to start or get back to playing baseball and start his professional career. It'll be good. I had a little bit of experience when Drew left and went to a wedding back in June, so I'm looking forward to getting back with the guys and going from there.
Drew started a couple games ago of giving the guys Skittles every time they get on first base. Are you going to continue that? Are you implementing your new thing? What's your decision?
I'm going to stick with Skittles because we've been winning, but if we do hit a dry spot, we've been thinking about Sour Patch, watermelon. There's talks about a couple different things that have kind of been making their way around. Guys want certain things. We can't make everything work. Some guys like the squishy Jolly Ranchers. We're not going to do that, obviously, but everyone likes their thing. So,
like you said, the most important thing that you said in there, the Hawks have been winning a ton. Yeah. They've only lost one in their last 10. Why do you think that is?
I think that we've been able to keep the same group for like the first time all year for the last couple weeks. So now, hopefully we can take this into to the playoffs, the group that we have now, and make a run at the championship. That's the ultimate goal. So.
You are in a new role, but you're also obviously still doing a lot of the modeling and data analytics. What are some projects that you guys have been working on over there lately?
Jacob's been really killing it. His wins above replacement model for the whole league has been really important. Harrison has been working on the batting average of balls in play and the expected values there, which we've been using to kind of quantify how hard someone's hitting the ball. And other than that, I work most on the pitching side with grading out pitches and working on arsenals and giving arsenal scores. So yeah, that's kind of what we're working on. We have a bunch of different internal models and internal pipelines that we use to kind of quantify where players are at in the development and stuff. So.
All right, thank you so much, Johnny. Yep. You can check all of that out on the Harbor Hawks Analytics Twitter. And, here we go. Let's go to the game now.
Back with you here on the pregame show. I'm here with assistant coach Ray Korn. And, Coach, this is quite the winning streak that you guys are on. You've been playing really good baseball in the last month. Has there been any culture shift maybe within the players in the dugout or anything outside of that?
I don't know if it's a culture. I think they realize that they belong here, where they might have questioned it earlier, and that they have to pitch a little differently here to a wooden bat with probably 8 or 9 hitters in a lineup rather than a college lineup, which might have 3, 4, or 5. So, I mean, that's all the adjustment period of playing in the Cape is. And the other thing, too, is being able to make good pitches. And what helps with that is that, we have a lot of analytics. We know pitch sequences that we threw against some of the YD hitters last time, where they threw them, what zones they threw them at, and all this helps. And then the coaches, the pitchers talk to each other down here, and we talk to them about who's coming up, because we know what the lineup is, what he's done before, what he's done against you, and what we think would be the best way to, pitch to him, how to get to a 1-2 count, how to get him out, and pretty much stay out of trouble and stay out of, the middle of the plate.
Yeah, and you talked about the adjustment from the metal bat to the wood bat. What kind of pitching, how do you pitch guys differently maybe? Do you pitch them more down in the zone, up in the zone, pitch them maybe to more power? What's the adjustment like? What do you tell guys to do in pitching to a wood bat?
Well, I mean, with a 4-seam fastball pitcher, you want him to pitch up in the zone with his fastball and down in the zone with his off-speed stuff. And, with a sinker ball pitcher, he's got to throw below the zone. That's just the way it is. A sinker ball pitcher pitches in and out. A 4-seam fastball pitcher can pitch up, down, in, and out. I prefer the high fastball. I think it's tougher for them to get the wooden bat up and over the ball, but it's easier for them to just drop the head on a low pitch. And if you see a lot of the fastballs that are hit today and during the entire summer, they've been low fastballs, haven't been high fastballs. Again, it's how you get to that pitch. There's different ways of pitching. You can double up, you can pitch in twice to get them out away. You can pitch them out away one time to get them out in the next time, down one time to get them out up, and then you can tilt them up and in, down and away, up and out, down and in. So if you keep changing your sequence and your location and your speeds, and the direction that the pitches are going in, you stay a step ahead of the hitter. You just can't be predictable all the time in what you're going to throw, 0-1, 0-0, 1-2, 2-1. If you look at the counts and you change your predictability to where he's not so sure, I think you have a better chance of winning that at bat.
And you mentioned White House Field coming back here to YD. What maybe is the adjustment made from the last time you guys played them?
Well, I thought we pitched pretty well, the last time. We used a lot of guys the last time we were here, too. We know who's hot and we know who's not. We know which guys we would prefer to face if there's men on base than other guys. They have some guys with high average. They got a guy with a lot of home runs and a lot of RBIs, and making sure that he doesn't beat us has to be part of our game plan. If he gets up with men on base, what are we going to try to do? Well, we might have to say, if he's going to hit it, he's going to have to go the other way. We're not going to let him pull it to his power side. But all this comes into what we've seen before and also what our pitcher at that particular time has to offer. Really don't want him go with his second or third best pitch. We'd rather, if we're going to win or we're going to lose, I'd rather have it with his best pitch, and we could live with that.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us on the pregame show. And the pregame show rolls on right after this.
We get ready for first pitch, and let's see how the Hyannis Harbor Hawks stack up tonight against Bucknam.
Yeah, it's a similar lineup. Nick Mitchell starting at the top and as their leadoff hitter playing left field. Hit his first home run a few days ago, showing off his power along with his contact. Then Zach Earhart playing right and batting second. Cam Smith playing third base, batting third. Zach York today does the DHing and bats in the cleanup spot. Moving up to the 5 is Elijah Hainline playing shortstop. Alex Lane back in at first base. First time we've seen him out on the field in a little bit. He bats sixth. And to round out the bottom third of the order, Brody Donay doing the catching, the second baseman Eric Snow, and the center fielder Trey Lipsy. And that is the lineup to face Micah Bucknam.
They'll face Bucknam, who, if you're a Hyannis fan, you remember that name, as he was the one who started on that July 12th game. Went 4 innings, only allowed up a run off 4 hits, struck out 1, walked 1. A very dominant performance for there, Mickey.
Yeah, he was really, really good mixing all of his pitches in, getting that black and able to hit the corners as he's going to come through. He's got a little bit of a lower delivery. He's going to get low to that ground, drive off of his back foot that allows him to create a little bit more velocity. So it'll be interesting to see how Hyannis is able to adjust from that last game.
They look to adjust it here tonight with Mitchell stepping up into the box in that leadoff spot. Gives good reason, as he has been stellar in that spot as well, with 3 triples, which ranks second in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Everybody's ready. Umpires today, Carmen Parada, Mike Lum, Tom Ryberg from home, first and third, respectively. Bucknam sets and fires. Ball goes high by the eyes of Mitchell. And we're underway from Red Wilson Field, right on time at 4:45.
Infield shifted over a little bit to the right to play Mitchell to pull.
1-0, drops in for strike.
And we saw YD shifting a lot last time Hyannis played them. It was a really impressive showing of how much a team can possibly shift, and hey, it worked. They got the win.
1-1 from Buckman. He kicks and fires in just above the knees at the belt at a 1-2 on Mitchell.
I will say, eventually in that game, Hyannis ended up being able to figure out the shift a little bit more here as the third baseman. Darby's going to shift over to the right side of the second base bag. So there's three infielders on the right side and only Hardy on the left.
1-2, swing and a miss. Mitchell was out in front of it. He goes down swinging for the first out of today's contest.
Yeah, nice at bat there from Micah Bucknam. As you said, Jacob, 4 strong innings. He only let up a run in that last outing against Hyannis. And now that he's seeing a relatively similar Hyannis lineup, he can work that a little bit better, try and mix his pitches, and now that he also knows what pitches that they can and cannot hit. And clearly, Mitchell was not ready for the fastball there.
Zach Earhart steps into the box on a righty-on-righty matchup. With one retired here, just underway in the top of the first. The pitch misses away, 1-0. Bucknam takes a breath and delivers. He fouls it down the third base line. Open territory in both ways here at Red Wilson Field. So fans got to bring your glove. You got to stay active.
Yeah, the always welcoming Red Wilson Field. Those open sides down the baselines. You got to keep your head up, especially just on the other side of the dugout. It's wide open and it's really short to home plate. So you got to keep your head up. Keep your head on a swivel.
1-1 to come from Bucknam as he kicks and fires. Bunt shown by Earhart. Dribbler into the infield grass. Bucknam comes off the mound and will not be able to throw down in time to Gleed. Earhart gets on with a single, and a very hard-earned single.
And that's exactly how he started this really torrid 15-game stretch. He's hitting an even .333, almost a .500 slugging percentage, as well as a .440 on-base percentage. At Bourne, just 15 games ago, it was a bunt single just like that got his streak started.
With Earhart at first, that brings up Cam Smith for another righty-on-righty matchup. Smith out of Florida State. It's been red hot. Pitch just on the outer part of the plate for strike, 0-1. Smith coming into tonight's game with a .333 batting average. Ranks 4th in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Bucknam nods from the signs from Emmanuel. They check back, say he did not go, and the sliding Earhart came in.
Yeah, almost caught Earhart leaning a little bit there. He had a late reaction back to first, but able to get that right hand back in.
All one breath from Bucknam. They'll check back again.
Ooh.
Earhart barely getting his fingers to touch first base. He's still safely.
Yeah, that one was closer than the last one. Earhart got to be aware of his speed here. He looks like he's rearing to go right now.
0-1 set to come. They'll check back again. That one will get away from Gleed as they'll advance one base as foul line has no fencing, so there's nothing to ricochet off. So as soon as it goes out of play, they're allowed an advancement. Earhart advances in scoring position after the ball gets away from Gleed at first base on the throw over by Bucknam.
Yeah, and that's what Earhart brings. He made it close on the last two, but you can force it a stray throw just like that at any point. That's really good work from Earhart.
Now the runner on second. Bucknam pays no attention. They'll take a time in the box by Cam Smith to step away and reassess on the 0-1. Still on the top of the first, scoreless. Smith fouls that one over the backstop and out of play, 0-2.
Red Toyota, the first victim of a foul ball today. Only took it off the top, though.
It is a very dangerous situation parking behind this Red Wilson Field. Got to make sure you park a little bit of ways away. Earhart stretches at second base with a 3-step lead. Bucknam fires the 0-2 upstairs. Good hold by Smith. Keeps his bat on his shoulder, thought about it, but does not move. 1-2.
Yeah, that was a sneakily deceptive pitch. It kind of slipped out of Bucknam's arm a little bit. It kind of had the facade of being a hanging breaking ball, but good job by Cam Smith to hold back on it, recognizing that he was not be able to do anything with it, and live to see another pitch.
1-2 delivery, chopped out of the reach of Darby and into shallow left field. Earhart will move to third. The throw will come home. Garza's able to keep it in front of him. And Smith stays hot, now moving his 13-game hitting streak to his 14th game on a really solid gapper between Darby and Hardy on the left side of the infield.
Yeah, and his on-base streak is now to 24 games. This is a guy that has been a consistent force through this Harbor Hawk lineup all year long and is showing no signs of slowing down.
Zach York, the cleanup man, will settle in as Garza steps away from home plate to give signs to the defense with runners on their corners, and want to see with how Hyannis has been striking early if they want to try and work some strategic base running with Smith and the open base at second. 0-0 pitch misses high above the helmet of Zach York, the designated hitter today in the cleanup spot, who has just been fabulous.
And I think it'll be interesting. They're not shifting as much here. They'll put the shortstop Hardy right close to second, but the way York is hitting so professionally wherever he wants to take the ball, it's really hard to shift against him.
They'll check back to Smith, who comes in diving. He's safe. No advancement from Earhart, who retreats back to third as well. Bucknam focusing on York out of GCU, hitting .410 through 39 ABs. Pitch in for a strike on the inner part of the plate, just at belt level.
Pitching him a little bit inside as to not let him get extended on one. That left side of the infield is pretty open. Big hole between the third baseman, Darby, and the shortstop, Hardy.
Righty on lefty matchup for the 1-1 count to come. Pitch away into the other batter's box, moving the count to 2-1 on Zach York.
Yeah, York, a guy that has such great control over the strike zone, able to recognize when pitches are coming just outside, what pitches that he can do something with, what pitches that he can't.
2-1 delivery, kick and fire, high chopper, off to the second base by Austin. He'll only have the resort to go to first to Gleed. That'll be the second out, but coming to score will be Earhart as Harbor Hawks get on the board first off the fielder's choice.
Yeah, productive outs, and that's what York has been doing, putting the ball in play, and when he doesn't here, it's something that the whole team has been doing a lot more of, is finding themselves productive outs. He thought that maybe it could have been a double play turn, but the chop was just too high for Austin to deal with.
Elijah Hainline steps into the righty's batter's box with Smith in scoring position. Bucknam trying to get out of this top of the first. Breaking ball in the dirt, skipping. Garza keeps it in front of him as he goes to chase.
Yeah, that is Zach York's 10th run batted in of the year so far, and that was only his 40th at bat. So nearly a 25% chance of an RBI every time he comes up.
Mickey Doolittle, the statistics man.
I do a little math in my head sometimes.
Doing the quick math there.
It's not all empty when it comes to math.
1-0 from Bucknam goes into the hands of Hainline. Grounded off over to short. Hardy fires to Gleed in time for the 6-3 putout. However, Hyannis gets on the board first with a fielder's choice by Zach York to bring in Earhart. Hawks 1. We're going to the bottom of the first.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Welcome back to Red Wilson Field. Hyannis struck first off the fielder's choice of Zach York to get themselves up 1-0. But this is how the Red Sox will lead things off, with R.J. Austin leading the way.
Yeah, they lead it off with a really solid hitter, a quality hitter who's hitting 340 on the year. R.J. Austin out of Vanderbilt playing second and leading off. Xander Darby, the third baseman, hits second out of UC Santa Barbara. And then it's Ryan Stafford, coming out of left field from Cal Poly slow. Hunter Hines, one of the best hitters in the league, perhaps the front runner for MVP this year. Also an all-star, also hitting in the home run derby out of Mississippi State, hits cleanup. He's the designated hitter. Braden Montgomery, the right fielder from Stanford, hits fifth. Manny Garza, the catcher out of Rice, hits sixth. Dub Gleed, the first baseman out of UC Irvine, hits seventh. And then the national champion Paxton Kling out of LSU hits eighth and plays center. And then Theo Hardy, the shortstop out of San Jose State, number 11, hits ninth for this potent YD offense.
They'll go up against Bradley Hodges, who's appeared in 4 games so far, and his last appearance came at Brewster, where he pitched 4, only gave up 2 runs. One of them was only earned, though.
Yeah, and overall, he's looked pretty good. Of course, with a start against Catuit, anybody's probably going to get hit pretty hard, and he did, allowing 5 earned runs. But he put out a scoreless 2 innings against Orleans, and then 2 runs and 2 2/3 against Bourne. So a nice bounce back out in last time. Only 1 earned run against Brewster in the victory, and only 3 hits as well. So he came back strong after bounced back against Catuit. Now time to continue that momentum through here today.
Look to continue against R.J. Austin for the lefty on righty matchup to kicks things off with the Red Sox on the offensive side. First pitch misses outside and high on the second baseman. The 1-0 delivery runs inside on the righty, Austin. Just waits for the sign from Donay. Kicks and fires the 2-0. Pitch misses upstairs. Defensive alignment for the Harbor Hawks. Mitchell, Lipsy, Earhart, left to right in the outfield. Smith, Hainline, Snow, and Lane, left to right on the infield. And battery partner of Hodges is Donay. 3-0 delivery in for strike down Broadway for the 3-1 count. Hodges shakes off a couple. Kicks and fires. Popped up into foul territory down the first base line. Lane will give it a couple steps, but falling out of play.
Good job by Hodges to get back into this at-bat. Went from 3-0 to 3-2. Now has a chance at setting him down.
Payoff pitch from the Cavalier. Breaking ball, swing and miss upstairs. He went around in Austin to get the first out for Hodges today.
Just elevated there, raised his eyesights, and as you like to say, Jacob Irons, eyes eat first, and that's exactly what just happened. And Hodges, a good start on his day.
Yeah, normally we see those as fastballs, but that was off speed there. So you could tell that Austin was looking for it, and he was way out in front for a fastball, and he was looking for that big hack and a big miss.
0-0 pitch goes outside on Xander Darby, the third baseman today for the Red Sox, and that's a response you want out of Hodges. 1-0, chopper back up to Hainline at short, playing steps away from second and fires in time to Lane for the 6-3 put out to put 2 away here.
Number 7, Ryan.
Good play by Hainline there, just charging in on that one to give himself a chance to get Darby at first, understanding that he had to hurry a little bit. Perfect positioning, though, by this Hyannis coaching staff.
Stafford will swing and miss on the first pitch he sees from Hodges, the left fielder for the Red Sox.
This coaching staff, of course, utilizing analytics nearly more than any other team in the Cape.
0-1, fired. Now we'll have a conversation with Carmen Parati, the home plate umpire, to talk to Bradley Hodges there as he comes walking out.
It almost looked like it hit Stafford, but I believe it got the knob of his bat on the way down and came into Donay a little bit. Or got Donay's glove.
It'll be an 0-2 count nonetheless with Hodges ahead. 0-2 delivery, breaking ball upstairs. It can't find its way back into the zone. 1-2.
Yeah, Hodges worked through the first 3 innings in quick succession, setting down Brewster in order in his last outing.
1-2 misses inside on Stafford.
I like that 1-2 pitch. He went fastball up and in, nothing much Stafford could do about it. But here, if you're Hodges, you got to attack knowing Hyannis is on deck.
2-2 breaking ball. Whew. Just off the plate. 3-2. 1-0 Hyannis leading in the bottom half of the first at Red Wilson Field. Breaking ball. Fastball, upstairs. Stafford able to work a walk to bring up the dangerous Hunter Hines for the YD Red Sox.
Yeah, and it's hard not to say enough good things about Hines, a guy that hasn't hit a home run in a week and a half, but still leads the league with home runs with 9. The next closest, 6. Leading the league in runs batted in, second in extra base hits, third in slugging percentage.
Hodges will see his first traffic on the base path. Kicks and fires for a strike on Hunter Hines, who takes it.
And Hyannis has done a good job against Hines so far this year. 1 for 7 in these games, so he might have figured something out.
0-1, breaking ball in for strike. Hodges ahead in the count, 0-2 early on Hines.
Just froze him.
2 really dangerous pitches there to a guy who can hit so well as Hines, but confident pitches from Hodges too in his mix.
0-2, Hodges stares down Stafford. Pitch comes away. 1-2.
Yeah, and there's your high fastball, Mick. Just mixing the pitch as well, changing the eye level a bit. Maybe you could look for an off speed down in the zone here.
1-2 delivery. Pulled foul down the first base line as Hines couldn't straighten it out into fair territory.
Yeah, mixing your pitches against guys as dangerous as Hines is so important here because you put one out of sequence and you miss a location, it's gone.
1-2. Fastball on the outer part of the plate. Hines takes looking. Hodges works out of the Stafford walk to leave him stranded. Hyannis leading 1-0 after 1.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Big strikeout for Bradley Hodges to get Hunter Hines, arguably the front runner, as Mickey talked about, for MVP down looking in the top of the first.
Yeah, that's big because it's a confidence inducer for Hodges and the rest of the dugout. It's also big because now they go into the first inning and they end it now into the second with a lead. We talked about how much they like to operate from behind, but ever since in these last 10 games where they're 8-1-1, it feels like we've seen them operate from in front quite a bit in these early goings. Talking about the first battle of the thirds, winning this first third has been massive for them. It's what they've been. It's become their MO over this hot stretch, and it's got to be a welcome sight for the coaching staff on the bench that they have finally seemed to figure out how to score runs in the first and second innings.
Yeah, and jumping out to leads has been their MO, but shooting up the scoreboards in batting average and OPS and most namely in triples for some reason. Hyannis has a huge lead over everybody else. They've hit 12 so far on the year. That just kind of goes to show their gap-to-gap power combined with their speed has been such a deadly combo all year long.
Lane stands in for the righty-on-righty matchup as Bucknam gets it fouled away by Lane off of Garza.
And to go off of that, their lineup structure is so good that these guys who hit the triples are followed by the guys who can elevate the ball and put the balls in the gap of their own.
0-1. Lane will get it fair down the first base line. That one will trickle into the corner in right field. Montgomery will get over there in time and throw it in just barely to the streaking Hardy of shortstop, but getting into second standing will be Alex Lane for the double.
Yeah, nice good piece of hitting from Alex Lane, who just went the other way, didn't try to do too much of it. It was a sharp ground ball just to the left of that first base bag, finding its way into the corner. But here at Red Wilson Field, it's a tiny, tiny park. You're going to see a lot of home runs, and you aren't going to see a lot of triples. We talked to the broadcasters before the last game we played here, which was a good month into the season, and they said they'd only seen one triple so far that they could think of off the top of their heads here at Red Wilson Field. So certainly an interesting dimensional anomaly here at YD.
Bucknam stands in to go up against Brody Donay. Nothing pitch has Donay fooled as he goes around on the off-speed 0-1 with Lane standing at second. Lane takes 2 steps off of second. Bucknam look from the signs from Garza. Shakes off a couple, finally gives the nod. 0-1 delivery. Popped up into foul territory. Gleed will take 3 steps into foul territory, but watch it go out of play above the white chalked line.
Yeah, Lane has looked a lot better with the bat in his hands. 500 in his last 7 games. Maybe a spot guy, a platoon guy, but this is why you bring him in for these kinds of situations, and he shows real good bat control there just to take that right over first base.
He stands at second for Brody Donay's 0-2 delivery from Bucknam misses high. 1-2.
That's what you like seeing from Brody there. He sees that fastball run high, and he doesn't want that. He has to know what his pitch is. As he swung at the first 2, has to be a bit choosy from here on out.
Bucknam drops the glove to belt level. Fires just below the knees of the lengthy catcher, Brody Donay, to move the count to 2-2.
Yeah, and I like that take. It was just off the plate away or just below the knees. Donay, not much that he can do with that pitch except roll it over to the left side of the infield. So good take. Modern analytics say you'd rather take a strikeout on that pitch than roll it over and wait for a pitch that you can drive.
2-2. As they'll say, it clipped part of the bat of Brody Donay on a foul ball. However, rather quickly, Carmen Parati will call in his umpiring crew of Tom Ryberg and Mike Lum, the other umpires, almost automatically to see if they had any better angle than what he saw.
Brody gave a wry smile, and now he's showing Coach Eric Beatty exactly where it hit him. So he's giving a wry smile, maybe to say that he doesn't agree with the call. Let's see what they decide here.
Carmen Parati will come out and reverse the call. It will be a hit by pitch on Brody Donay. And now on the other side, YD's going to want to have a conversation about this as well. If it stands as is, it will be the 49th hit by pitch of the season for the Harbor Hawks.
But that's good work from the home plate umpire there to go talk and admit that maybe he didn't make the right call as he was talking to his other umpires. And that's why you have 2 more umpires around the field, is because obviously it seemed like these other 2 had a better angle there.
Scott Pickler continuing to have his conversation with Carmen Parati. And like you talked about, it was almost automatic decision that he wanted to go ask for the appeals of his partners, because That's a really big call by the home plate umpire to saying that he may have not had a look and just asked for his partner's opinion.
You don't see it so quickly normally. There's normally it'll warrant the manager having a discussion to tell them to go together and talk about it, but that's really good umpiring to be able to go out there and say, all right, I might not have had the best look. What do you guys say?
Runners stand at first and second for Eric Snow, the second baseman. Bucknam drops the glove to belt level and kicks. Bunt shown by Snow, pulls it away as the ball found its way into the other's batter's box just out belt level of Snow, 1-0. Bucknam trying to work out of the jam here in the top of the second. Nobody away, 2 on at second and first. 1-0, bunt shown, popped up. Garza calls it off Bucknam, and he makes the pop-up in foul territory called.
Next up, out of Ohio State.
One retired here for the Red Sox.
Yeah, so here comes Trey Lipsy, a guy that's been seeing the ball really well as of late. That left-handed hitter, a lot of contact in his bat, not a ton of power and pop, but more gap to gap. He likes to put that into right center field or down the right field line and leg out doubles and triples.
Bucknam looks back to lane, motions his head forward and delivers. Ball that touches home plate. 1-0 to Lipsy. And you talk about it, you circled this game last time they were here as Lipsy's coming out party, and ever since then has been a large contributor to this lineup as he's been .348 over his last 10 games. Bucknam gets the signs from Garza. Looks back, kicks and fires the 1-0 in for strike to even the count at 1 apiece.
Yeah, and Lipsy, a guy that can find his way onto base by any means necessary, including hit by pitches, which he leads the league in that statistical category. We asked him before the game if he knew that, and he said he did. He'd heard one of us mention it before, and that he might need more protection because he's been hit so often.
1-1 misses away into the opposing righty batter's box on the lefty. Lipsy 2-1. Ioannidis has been hit by 12 pitches this year, leading the league, and his teammate and Taylor behind them as well. So 1-2 goes to the Harbor Hawks, the top 5 hit by pitches in the league. 2-1 fouled away, down and out of play down the left field line.
And he said he doesn't really know what it is. He's even said that might have taken a step or two back off the plate in certain at-bats, and it just still comes in and hits him. He's just got that magnet in his stuff. I mean, might need to get him some pillows there to wear just to soften the blow a little bit.
2-2, you always hear B.J. Johnson, first base coach, say, "We got ice for you."
Yeah.
The delivery comes. Pitch in on the outer part of the plate. Lipsy takes it looking for strikeout 2 for Bucknam's day, and out number 2 here in the top of the second.
You mentioned B.J. Johnson, the first base coach. That hasn't always been the case because normally it's Zach Earhart's brother Drew at first base, but he recently got signed to the MLB, to the rookie ball. The Chicago White Sox, I believe?
No, it's the Red Sox, I
Red
believe.
Sox, one of the Sox.
Yeah.
Mitchell comes back up to the box to turn things over. He looks at a strike from Bucknam. Mitchell went down swinging back in the first.
Yeah, big congratulations to Drew Earhart on signing with the Sox. He's been such a perennial figure in this team.
0-1, fouled away back into the netting. 0-2, Mitchell's behind on Bucknam, and you talked about it, was here last year as a player. Now this year came back as the hitting coach, and ultimately his work within baseball is able to keep him solid. The 0-2.
First and second here.
Bucknam fires. Chopper right up the middle. Into the reaching Hardy. Misplayed on the, tried to toss it over to Austin. It got away from the second base's glove as Bases will now be loaded for the Harbor Hawks to bring up Drew Earhart's brother, Zach, into the box.
Yeah, just a misplay there from Hardy. Probably should have just went to first on that one. It was an awkward play. His momentum was pulling him away from the second base bag where Austin was covering. Again, it was more towards that first base side. It would have been a tough play to get the speedy Mitchell out, but still would have been the right play.
Darby will come into the grass as Earhart looks at a pitch away into the other batter's box from Bucknam.
Yeah, I was able to actually yesterday see the Earhart family on the off day, and we were talking with Drew, and he was just saying that he's going to miss being here so much, but he trusts Zach to continue what he's doing. He's looking to make brother Drew proud here.
Bucknam trying to work out of the jam with bases loaded. 1-0. Pitch in for strike at belt level.
Yeah, Drew only came in within the last 2 weeks of the season last year, and now not even being able to finish out the full season, yet he feels so connected here. I think that just speaks to so much to the relationships that build so quickly here on the Cape.
1-1 pitch from Bucknam. In for strike just above the knees of Earhart. A 1-2 count with 2 away and bases loaded.
That play with Mitchell was ruled a single. So he's 1 for 2 on the day.
Oh.
They'll officially offer a balk. Now coming in to score will be Lane. Everyone who will advance a base. Donay moves from second to third. And Mitchell first to second.
That's a big call right there, and he doesn't seem happy with it right now.
He does not. Austin, his second baseman, will come out to have a conversation with him. They'll also now bring out Garza, the catcher, as well, to join in on the conference.
You think it's just maybe to calm him down, because if you're a pitcher there in Bucknam, you might not even know what you did there as the umpire spots it. So it's just there to say, all right, we're facing a dangerous hitter in Zach Earhart. Just forget about this and focus on the hitter, not these two guys that are on base. Obviously much tougher and much easier said than done, but now you're just getting one pitch here. It ends the inning. On the other hand, though, one hit to the outfield scores 2 runs. So precarious situation, treacherous step in here for Bucknam.
1-2 delivery from Bucknam ahead in the count against Zach Earhart. Chopper over to Gleed, who came off the bag, racing in time to apply the footing. Will be Bucknam to get Zach Earhart out on the grounder to the right side of the infield. However, Hyannis strikes again off of the balk, bringing in Lane to score. 2-0. They lead going into the bottom of the second.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be? You're a bad mother.
Hyannis working themselves to a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the second. Hodges back out for his second inning of work, and Hyannis getting runners on and letting the rest happen for themselves and just applying a little bit of pressure to Bucknam there, forcing him to make the balk error.
Yeah, no, and that's what they do. They get runners on, and during this winning streak, that's what we've seen them do time and time again. It's get runners on in every inning. You might not score, you might leave a couple on, you might leave more runners on, but their MO over the last couple of weeks has been not so much when it rains it pours. Their bats were quiet a lot of those early games, and they weren't able to string together inning after inning after inning of production from the offense. But now it's kind of the opposite, is that they're able to put together complete games from the offensive end, and you've seen that today with a run in each of the first 2 innings.
And that's what happens when you put the ball in play there. When Mitchell reaches first, it could have gone either way. It could have been a hit or an error. It's just you put that ball in play and anything can happen. So that's what we saw right there. They're even becoming the beneficiaries of a few mental mishaps. And if you're Hyannis, you're taking it all day long because that's just the output of putting the ball in play.
Braden Montgomery will see Hodges for the first time. His first pitch misses high up by his eyes. 1-0 delivery from Hodges, breaks in for a strike to even the count at 1 apiece on the right fielder today for the Red Sox.
Montgomery 0 for 4 with the Red Sox so far.
1-1 upstairs above the Cape Red Sox logo. It's the full Cape geographical outline and silhouette with the Sox running right through it. 2-1, misses low below the knees, 3-1.
We're about the midway point of the Cape.
Correct,
more or
yeah.
less.
Yeah, YD, I would say, is middle Cape along with Barnstable.
Yeah.
3-1, chopped back into the fencing right in front of us, moving the count full. Montgomery looks for the payoff pitch. Hodges deals. Breaking ball that misses above the zone, allowing Montgomery to lead things off in the bottom of the second for the Red Sox with a walk.
Yeah, tough call there. I think Donay wanted that one. But here, if you're Hodges, you got to reset your focus. He gave up that walk in the first inning, came back with a nice strikeout. He's going to be tested again yet earlier in the second inning.
Has to go up against Manny Garza, the catcher. Hodges will look off to Montgomery. He fires home on the lefty and righty matchup for strike.
Infield at double play depth, which typically means the middle infield comes in a couple of steps, pinches towards that second base bag.
0-1, popped up, flown to left field. Mitchell steps away from the wall, makes the grab. Retreating back to first will be Montgomery. One retired here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, we've talked about the dimensions here. That is a deep fly ball here. In most places, that's just into the gap, a nice fly ball. And Mitchell handles that well, as he does nearly every play. And it's just a little bit more scary in that situation because of how shallow these are in the gaps especially.
0-0 pitch to come to dump lead, the first baseman for the Sox. He traces that one and dropping it in front of Lipsy in center. He gets on, moving runners to second and first. Montgomery bounces over to second. 2 on with 1 away.
Out of LSU, number 14, Paxton Kling.
Paxton Kling, center fielder.
The national champion.
Will settle in. Indeed he was. Hodges will check back and will finally pitch in for a breaking ball on Kling. He's ahead in the count 0-1.
And therefore, Gleed, that was only his 10th hit of the summer so far in 60 at-bats. And here for Kling, this is his 25th at-bat of the year, only 5 hits so far.
Breaking ball upstairs, 1-1 on Paxton Kling.
But certainly a capable hitter. Anytime you see a guy playing in the SEC, you have to take notice.
1-1, Hodges will kick and fire home. Pitch misses low, below the knees.
Yeah, and a lot of SEC guys in this lineup. 3 of the 9 starters coming from Vanderbilt, LSU, and then Hunter Hines from Mississippi State. And even their starter, Micah Bucknam from LSU as well.
2-1, breaking ball, working away. Now 3-1 for Hodges to Kling.
But on that previous pitch, I saw something I liked there. Donay gave a really nice frame. It might have been a little bit low, but he brought that back to give the home plate umpire just a little bit more of a something to think about.
3-1 count. Pitch in for strike just above the knees of Kling for a full count. Hodges doing a great job to battle back in. Hodges leans over to look for the signs from Donay. Montgomery at second, Gleed at first. Pitch comes inside, forcing Kling to take a step away. Base is now loaded for the Sox with only one retired here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, and that's dangerous here for Hodges with Theo Hardy due up. You got the 9-hole, and then you got the top of the lineup coming up, so this is a guy that you definitely want to attack.
Theo Hardy, fabulous speed. Could maybe even put down a bunt as he fouls away his first pitch he sees down the third base line and out of play.
Nice play by the fan down the third base line. Jumping out with his glove, fielding the grounder.
0-1. Hodges kicks and fires. Pitch misses away. Even the count at 1 apiece. 2-0 Hyannis leads the Red Sox on this Wednesday early evening. Hodges kicks and fires. Breaking ball flown into foul territory. Lane will give chase, but watch as it goes out of play over by the concession stand tables here at Red Wilson Field. Hodges will step back into his stretch, fires home, pitch goes inside on Hardy, evening the count at 2 apiece.
Yeah, here in a bases loaded situation, don't want to get to that 3 balls count because that'll force you to throw something right down the middle.
2-2, kicks and fires, breaking ball in front of Donay. He's able to block it. Now a full count for Hodges with bases loaded.
And calling that pitch shows the confidence Donay has in blocking those balls in the dirt. That one skipped in front of home plate by design. It was a pitch to try and get him to chase. Maybe that not that far out, though.
Payoff delivery fouled away by Hardy to keep his at-bat alive.
Yeah, you're knowing at this point if you're Hodges in a full count, you have to pound the zone here. Nowhere to put Hardy with the bases loaded, and you just have to pitch the contact. Maybe you put the right one in, can get a ground ball that could end the inning.
Payoff pitch for Hodges. He drops him to an knee, swinging and missing for the second out in the bottom of the second. A big strikeout from Bradley Hodges, who's trying to work out of the bases loaded jam currently. But the lineup will flip back over to R.J. Austin for the Red Sox.
A perfect pitch, low and away there. Got Hardy leaning out over the plate, way out in front. And now you got to face the one-hole hitter, R.J. Austin.
First pitch of his second at-bat of today's game misses high over his head. Austin struck out swinging in the first to Hodges to lead things off for the Sox. Hodges behind in the count, 1-0. Fastball down the heart of the plate. Austin fans on it, 1-1.
Nearly swung out of his shoes on that one, but it goes to show again how confident Hodges is that Austin's hacking at it and he's just willing to challenge him.
Hodges steps over to his left side. Breaking ball into the dirt, skipping in front of Donay. So we appreciate all of you that's sticking with us and finally getting to us. We're in the top of the second, or bottom of the second, excuse me, 2-0. Hyannis leading here at Red Wilson Field. We appreciate you sticking through us with these technical difficulties. 2-1, breaking ball in for strike from Bradley Hodges, who came back out for his second inning of work. Bases loaded with Montgomery at third, Gleed at second, and Kling at first. 2-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Hodges' fastball gets Austin to swing around and foul it away over the press box here at Red Wilson Field.
And he knows that Austin is expecting that pitch. If you're fouling off a pitch like that, a high fastball that high with a tomahawk at it, you're expecting that. So good work by Hodges to force some contact. He really wants this.
2-2 delivery. Chopper over to Smith. He'll keep it himself to tag onto the bag. Hodges works out of the bases loaded jam to not allow the Sox to work in a run. 2-0 after 2. Hyannis leading here at Red Wilson Field.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Every home game.
2-0. Hyannis leading. So we push on to the top of the third. Michael Kirsting, Mickey Doolittle. I'm Jacob Irons. So happy to have you with us here. Hyannis able to attack early in those first 2 innings, allowing themselves to get 2 runs across.
And that's why that's so huge for Bradley Hodges to be able to work out of that bases loaded jam. He was able to pitch with a little more freedom there, with the ability to know that his team has given him a 2-0 lead. He's got to be a little careful there if it's a tie game, even a 1-0 game, knowing that a hit could give YD the lead. Not there, though. A hit only ties the game, so he's able to challenge guys like R.J. Austin, a really good hitter, and he wins. And that's a credit to the offense for getting them out up in front of that lead.
Out of Florida State, number
Cam
13,
Smith
Cam Smith.
will lead things off here in the top of the third. What better way to try and respond for another run than with Cam Smith here. Hot bat, an all-star, and the starter third baseman for the West Division.
Also in the home run derby.
Also in the home run derby, along with his teammate Brody Donay. Kick fired from Bucknam. In for strike at Cam Smith.
And what's impressed me perhaps the most about Cam Smith is his pitch selection, what he's swinging at. He's only swinging at really, really solid pitches that he can drive and do something with.
0-1. Chopper over to Darby. Fields it off the hop. And throwing and picking it on the hop is Gleed to get Cam Smith out on the 5-3.
And even there, despite the ground out, it's solid contact. I was going to say right before that not many pitchers make mistakes, but because of how well he hits the ball, he makes so many pitches look like mistakes. And it was just unfortunate there that he couldn't get enough of that.
Zach York will settle into the box with a shift coming on. Hardy takes his steps over. As York will look at a strike, 0-1. They'll now finally switch. Hardy will stay at the shortstop position. Darby will kick off with Austin playing in shallow right. Breaking ball down low, 1-1 on York.
So if he sees a pitch on the outer half here, York is such a good hitter that he's just going to take it down that left field line. He's so professional in his approach that it's going to make him really tough to shift. So watch for that if he sees a pitch on the outer half.
1-1, lined right back up the middle, touching the infield dirt by second base. Zach York on with a big single there.
Next up, out of
That was one of the few places maybe on the right side of the infield or up the middle that he could have put that for a hit, but he put it right there. Zach York, his back control has been so good all year, sending it right back where it came from.
Sometimes all you can do is chuckle and just marvel at what Zach York is doing. He just makes it look so easy.
He stands at first against Elijah Hainline. 0-0 pitch. Goes over and into the box of Hainline, 1-0. Bucknam still out for the Sox here in the top of the third. 1-0. Lined over to the shifting Hardy. He fields to Austin at second, and Austin fires to Gleed in time to turn two. It's a double play for their Sox, the 17th of the year. From Hardy to Austin to Gleed. That ends the top of the third. We're going to the bottom of the third. 2-0, Hyannis leading.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de bateo, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Go to become anything you want.
Hodges out for his third inning of work, and we got a couple donuts into the broadcast booth. Thank you to Miss Kirsting, who's able up in time here for the family as they're able to bring us a couple donuts. Isn't that so sweet of them?
Oh, so nice. It's so nice to have the family up. They're up for the week. They're leaving, I think, on Saturday morning. They brought us a dozen. We were able to spend the day in Chatham yesterday for the off day. A very nice off day with the family. Saw the Seals out in Chatham as well. And, yeah, I mean, they get to come and they get to want to listen to us. So thank them for tuning in. We've got some family listening back home as well. So a few of them couldn't make it. But, hey, all the same, thanks to the family for showing out. And thanks to them for bringing us some nice in-game snacks.
Especially a 4:45 start. So you can't even work in the pregame snacks sometimes that you normally have. Although Mickey Doolittle's working himself some pasta today as well. We're able to get a donut. Can never go wrong with some Dunkin' Donuts. Donuts is a proud partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Oh, it's a religion. And we can hear the sound of summer right here in the booth. They tell us that I know the sound of summer all too well.
Hodges steps back in for Xander Darby, who settles in to get things going in the bottom of the third. Kicks and fires. Pitch misses away on Darby. 1-0. Breaking ball in for strike on Darby to even the count at one apiece, who grounded over to Hainline in the top of the first last time he was into the box. 1-1 count, moves to a 1-2 on the breaking ball from Hodges.
He's pelting now because he's throwing with confidence. This is such a confidence-inducing inning was last inning. After getting out of a bases-loaded jam, you can throw out there freely thinking you could conquer everybody.
Breaking ball misses away. 2-2, evening the count. When you have that type of strikeout that he had, as Hodges deals, popped foul by Darby in foul territory, that's a confident momentum. That brings you back out, like you were talking about, Michael, of you're strutting your stuff a little bit when you walk back out to the mound. The 2-2 delivery, breaking ball low, just drops below the knees of Darby.
And all these pitches are exactly where he wants them. It's just good takes from Darby. Have to be choosy, and he has been.
Breaking ball out of full count pitch. He goes to it. Darby knotted up, doesn't even move. Now the first out here in the bottom of the third.
Next up,
just overall such a good at-bat there. And because he missed one or two pitches doesn't mean he can't be satisfied with those. And then he goes back to that off-speed, dunks it in just beneath the letters to sit our dangerous hitter down in Xander Darby.
Ryan Stafford looks at a strike from Bradley Hodges. Bases clear here with one retired in the bottom of the third. That one will get a piece. Stafford's Ebo Shield. He takes the ginger walk down
Next up,
to first base,
Mississippi State,
bringing up
number
Hunter Hines with a
34,
base runner on.
Hunter Hines.
Yeah, not ideal there if you're Hodges, because now here comes Hines representing the tying run, carrying a big bat in his hands, as we talked about. I think it's going to be a fun home run derby. Half the contestants here on the field tonight.
Hines popped that one just over the first base grandstands here. Positioned directly behind us here at Red Wilson Field. They're right at field level behind.
Yeah, an interesting layout. A lot of temporary bleachers all the way around. Cape Cod League ballparks are always some of the most unique, and they always sell a lot of tickets, and it is a packed house here.
0-1 breaking ball off the plate and upstairs, even in the count to one apiece. Uno's wild. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on in Stafford at first base via the hit by pitch. Hodges will kick and fire home. Breaking ball in for strike on Hines. Talked about Delvar Vacations All-Star Game, or Home Run Derby, excuse me. The 1-2. Turned on and pulled foul down the right field line.
We got half the field in this game?
Yeah, because
not quite half, or there's 6?
There's 6
8?
contestants between the two divisions, 2 for Hyannis.
We got half the field in this game.
Yeah.
Donay and Smith, and then Hines.
1-2, breaking ball goes upstairs above the helmet of Hines.
That might be what I'm looking forward to the most in the All-Star weekend.
The Home Run Derby? It is always a highlight of any All-Star weekend. 2-2, Hodges will check back. Stafford gets in safely to first base. Hodges looks home, gets the sign from Donays, steps to a knee. Breaking ball, Hines pelts it to right field. Positioning himself under it will be Earhart to make the grab. No advancement from Stafford. 2 retired here in the bottom of the third.
It's a nicely navigated at bat there. He brings that off-speed pitch back in on the hands of Hines. He misses that by maybe an inch or 2 more. It's out over the plate, and Hines is taking that out. But nice work by Hodges to realize exactly where that pitch is at and to locate it.
Hines now 1 for 9 on the season against Hyannis.
Montgomery looks at his first pitch from Hodges as that brushes him back out of righty's batter's box. Hodges continuing to try and work out of traffic on the base paths behind him. The 1-0. Chopper fouled off himself in the box, called by Carmen Parati, home plate umpire. Tying the count at 1 apiece for Montgomery. Hodges, who came in with a 1.87 whip, has had traffic behind him. Pitch runs in, 2-1.
He did really good against limiting all of that traffic up into the 4th inning. Last time out against Brewster, allowed a hit as well as a walk in that 4th, but the first time through the order, he set them down in order, and it was only in that 4th inning where guys about tire out around here that there was some traffic.
2-1, upstairs fastball, 3-1.
But what you look for is that if that traffic gets on, it's all about limiting it. We just saw him work out of that bases loaded jam, and of course you don't want it, but of course there's no harm, no foul if none of those runs come in. So Hodges has done well of working out of trouble so far.
3-1 delivery, breaking ball, they got him looking. A big one there on a full count delivery that it's able to come in and load it full. Payoff pitch to come. Ball misses upstairs above the lettering. Hodges did a great job to come back on it there, to load it full finally. But then with fastball that just misses above the knees on Montgomery, advances him to first base, moving Stafford from first to second. That brings up Manny Garza. Hodges looks back, no one holding on. Stafford to second base. Hodges misses high. He's going to elicit a conversation with Brody Donay, the catcher, to come out, have a conversation with his hurler. Conversation here that will also bring out Eric Luxus, the pitching coach for the Harbor Hawks as well, with 2 on here in the bottom of the third. Stafford at second, Montgomery at first. Luxus will join the party on the bump. Have a conversation with his pitcher here, tested with 2 away.
Yeah, essentially what he's going to say here is just refocus. Don't worry about the runners on base that you've let get on with the walks, but allow yourself to just focus and tunnel vision on Garza right here. He is your number 1 priority, and if you attack him well, none of those base runners are going to matter.
1-0 as Luxus and Donay vacate the mound. Hodges stands firmly as the sun starts to peek through the overcast skies, with shadows playing a factor down the third base line at Cam Smith's position. 1-0, breaking ball in for strike 1-1, and that curveball at a 12-6 motion has been working really well for Hodges today.
That's got to be what Luxus is saying. Just be confident in some of the pitches that you have because they have been working when you throw them.
1-1, pulled foul just by the coach's spots, and Scott Pickler in it for the Sox. Hodges ahead in the count, 1-2 to Garza. Stafford stands at second base. Montgomery at first for the Red Sox, trying to eke in their first run in the bottom of the third. 1-2, lined into shallow right field. Earhart will come out, trying to turn. The throw will come into Donay. They'll apply the tag. It's a gun from Earhart in right field on the relay. Lane it came out. He steps away. It's a full throw, and it's the 9-2 assist from the Cowboy in right field. Don't run on him. We remain at Hyannis leading 2-0 going in to the top of the fourth.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you on the club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
We push on to the fourth here
Don't forget to stop by the merchandise store.
with the bats coming back, but what a play from Zach Earhart in right field to throw it and gun out the streaking Stafford, who had gone the entire time Pickler was sending him, and then finally is able to get a nasty throw off.
Yeah, and he'd shown his arm off early in the year by gunning down a runner at home. But, man, we kind of forgot. If you forgot, he's here to reintroduce himself because, man, he's been showing off his gun, getting to third base, not quite in time. He's been putting those throws on the money, and he tried gunning down another guy a couple of days ago but at home, but it just hasn't quite been there, that opportunity to get at home in time. And teams are starting to respect him out there as an outfield arm.
And it was a little funny watching Scott Pickler in that third base box. It was almost a weak send home of Ryan Stafford, and once Earhart had come up fielding. It almost looked like Scott Pickler realized that he made a mistake sending him home. He sure did, as that was a way to end that inning for sure.
Swing and a miss on Lane. With Bucknam back out for another inning of work for the Red Sox. Hyannis leading 2-0. That was a big one to not allow the Sox to get their first run of this ball game. 0-1 delivery. Pitch in for a strike on the outer part of the plate. 0-2, Lane behind in the count. Got a big double back in the second to lead things off. Would come around to score off of the balk of Buckman in the top of the second. 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss on the fastball by Lane. Bucknam gets his first out here in the top of the fourth.
Next up, out of Virginia
Hopefully
Tech,
brother Drew Earhart's watching now. He would be real proud of that throw by his younger brother. And yeah, you said it, Jacob. That's a massive throw because it keeps YD off the board and sends Hyannis back up to the plate, still having a 2-run lead.
Brody Donay, part of that home run derby we've talked about so far today. Look at his second time against Bucknam. 0-0 pitch. Fouled away over the press box of Red Wilson Field, directly behind, which we always like to say, Mickey.
He was on it.
He was on it. Last time Donay was up, he was stranded at third off of the hit by pitch. Bucknam brings the ball into his glove. Kicks and fires the 0-1, breaking inside 1-1. Brody Donay, second in the CCBL with 8 doubles on the season. 1-1 into the dirt. Garza can't glove it. Just into the grass behind, but no damage with no one on in the top of the fourth. Bucknam shakes off a sign from Garza. Nods to the second. Kicks and fires. Donay lacing that one down into the glove of Hardy. It touches the dirt and fires in time to beat out the streaking Donay.
What a pick by Hardy over at short. That was a soft line drive that was hit just to his right, and he had the option to charge in on it and try and get it on a line, but he chooses to wait on it, knowing Donay maybe not the best speed up the line as a catcher, and chooses to short hop it instead, and he picks it out beautifully.
Eric Snow settles in as he swings and misses at the first pitch, down low below his knees, 0-1. Snow out of University of South Florida. Part of all freshman team in the AAC. 0-1 misses high. Now 1-1. A conference that's getting a new rebirth with Rice, University of North Texas, UTSA, UAB. I think 2 more that will also be coming in as well to the American, with the leaving Houston, Cincinnati, and UCF joining the Big 12. 1-1 pitch. Lined and dropping in front of Stafford in left field. Snow gets on with 2 away to try and work 2-out magic here in the top of the fourth for the Harbor Hawks.
It's a good piece of hitting, staying out in front of the ball there, just pulling it into left field. Hit it pretty hard. A little bit of a top spin line drive right in front of Stanford.
Lipsy settles into the lefty batter box to bring the lefty on righty matchup to a head. First pitch, chopped up over by second base. Austin will continue his motion and tag second base for the force out against Eric Snow. Hyannis gets on 1 off the hit of Snow, but he's left stranded. So we go on to the bottom of the fourth, 2-0. Harbor Hawks leading.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your team.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
New pitcher
Thank you.
for the Harbor Hawks. David Case will make his strut out of the bullpen to settle in onto the bump, transferring to Grand Canyon University in the fall. Has appeared in 2 games already since he was a little bit of a later addition for this Harbor Hawks, and so far hasn't let up an earned run yet.
Yeah, a guy that has been good since coming here to Hyannis. Went against Bourne back on July 15th, went 1 inning. Did not give up an earned run. Another lefty that comes in with an upper 3/4 release, more over the top than Hodges, than a lot of these pitchers for Hyannis, but a very similar look Hyannis is throwing out there here against the YD lineup. And they like their lefties. They like throwing lefties against YD, and that's exactly what they're going to keep trying to do here.
That's going to close the line on Bradley Hodges. You went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, didn't allow a run, walked 4 and struck out 4. Very stellar outing with a lot of traffic behind him.
Did well with traffic on the bases. Managed it extremely well. Was able to, again, have that tunnel vision towards the hitter. Not worry about who's on base. Just continuing to get soft contact and get outs and continue to strike guys out. Very nice outing for Hodges, who, you know, again, we talk about in this league, everybody's a swing guy. Everybody's going to start games. Everybody's going to go ahead and come out of the bullpen. And Hodges is one of those guys that's, you know, going to give you only 3-4 innings, maybe 5 on a good day. So this is a win for Hyannis. Get the starter, get 3 good innings out of your starter, and get the lead going into the 4th.
And here it was getting to a point where it looked like he kind of was tiring a bit, letting guys on. And that's not the worst thing. It's just that's what happens on certain days. And it's good that it was at a natural point in the game where you want about 3 innings out of this guy. And anything more than 3 innings is good. And you just hope that you want for those 3. And now it's a natural point in the game to replace Hodges with Case here.
Case will step on to see his first batter, his appearance here on a Wednesday night that has the sun now finally poking through after it began overcast. Blue skies starting to blend in with the overcast clouds. First pitch fouled away by Dub Gleed, the first baseman. Singled in the first, but was tagged out to get the 3rd out in the 2nd. Case breaking balls, swung on and missed by Gleed. Case ahead in the count 0-2. Lefty on righty matchup to the first baseman for the Sox. 0-2 delivery off the high leg kick. They say he went around as he broke the wrist. Carmen Parati, the home plate umpire, says he went around, and Case picks up his first strikeout of the day.
LSU, number 14.
Dirty pitch, too. That's that 12-6 curve, the same kind of one that Hodges sports, and that one's just got some kind of dip. Starts around the letters and just ends about 59.5 feet from the plate, or from the mound.
0-0 pitch comes in off the plate on Paxton Kling. Case a lefty that will turn his back pretty much to the batter to protect his pitch in the delivery. Breaking ball breaks just too far low below the knees of the center fielder who walked against Hodges in the second.
And Nico, our producer Nico Sharp, has talked about this so much, tunneling those pitches, anything you can do to protect on those milliseconds.
2-0 in for a strike, moving the count to 2-1.
Any time that the batter doesn't see the ball is huge. It might be a millisecond, it might be nothing else, but the fewer bit of time that batters see it helps the pitcher tremendously.
2-1 breaking ball off the plate, now 3-1. It's Paxton Kling. Wind moving from third base out into right field as of how it stands right now with the flag blowing in left field. 3-1, flown to center field. Lipsy drops back, touching the fencing and makes the grab for the second out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Next up, out of San Jose State, number 11, Theo Hardy.
Theo Hardy, the 9-hole hitter, will step into the box. He struck out swinging in the second to Hodges. First time seeing Case. As Parati, home plate umpire, will have a conversation and just readjust. 0-0 pitch. In for strike. Against Hardy, 0-1. More of a conversation that I think Case was ready to go, but the battery was not. 0-1, high leg kick. Pitch misses low, below the knees. 1-1. Case, who started his collegiate career with Oregon State, dropped down to the JUCO level and now getting back to the D1 ranks, playing for the Antelopes, GCU. Fastball low, 2-1 now on Hardy.
The Lopes have a great fan section at their basketball games. I love what they do. I forget what they call it. But
it's a smaller arena,
yeah,
but their basketball is about as packed of a house as you can get. 2-1, bunt shown, getting a piece of the home plate umpire, Carmen Parati. That's a veteran umpire right there. Just kept his face in it. You don't want to turn because, once again, if you turn, you open yourself up to a ball getting ricocheted, but stays on it, understanding that you just got to take it off the face mask and he'll be fine.
Yeah, Hyannis dugout will tell him we got ice for that.
3-1 from Case to Hardy. Breaking ball, off speed, loading the count full. Payoff pitch to come from Case to Hardy. And will be poked into right field, making a leap to make the grab is Zach Earhart. Case retires the Sox in order. We go to the fifth here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Bucknam back out there with 56 pitches. They're trying to push their start as far as he can go.
Getting some length out of your starter is really, really valuable, especially in summer ball. If you can have that starter go on and on and on and eat up some innings and get you quality innings. Right now, 2 innings through 4, or 2 runs through 4 innings is a quality start in this league. It keeps you in the game, especially where so many runs are scored. We see Katuitt putting up 9 right now against Chatham. 2 runs through 4 innings. Again, that's nearly half the game. That's a win if you're YD.
So a win that will continue to see Nick Mitchell for his 3rd time today. Mitchell lines it to Austin. He fields and fires from the second base position to double lead at first in time for the 4-3 putout. And standings right now finds Hyannis only a couple games back of that leading Cotuit team over Chatham.
Yeah, only 6 points behind right now. 22-9 is Cotuit. One of the only 2 teams left without a tie. Hyannis 18-12 and 2, and then following them is Bourne. Just 5 points behind them. And Falmouth and Wareham rounding out the West.
Zach Earhart will see the first pitch from Bucknam here as the pitch misses low, 1-0.
Yeah, and then in the East, YD leading it, 17-13-1 with 35 points. Of course, Hyannis would be leading the East if they did play in the East right now. The second place team.
1-0 breaking ball into the squatting Zach Earhart for strike, 1-1.
In Bourne, the third place team in the West would only be 1 point behind the lead in the East. In Falmouth, the fourth place team would only be 2.
1-1 poked into shallow center. Dropping back will be Austin to make the grab. Coming in was Kling as well. Austin calls him off for the second out here in the top of the 5th.
Then real quick to finish it up, Orleans climbs from 3rd to 2nd yesterday. Harwich drops to 3rd in the East, and then Brewster and Chatham round it out.
Smith will settle into the box. Austin will push over by second base onto the left side of the infield. Smith flies to Montgomery in right field, who makes the grab to retire the Harbor Hawks in order. 1, 2, 3. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Hyannis leading 2-0.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in the club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Case comes back out for his second inning of work. Hyannis leading 2-0. Those first 2 runs were scored in the first and second, respectively, but since then, the Red Sox have held them scoreless since then.
Yeah, and Hyannis' bats have gone a little bit quiet. Only a 5-pitch inning for Bucknam in the top of the 5th. You almost expect him to almost go into the 6th, which is almost unheard of in the Cape League. But here for Hyannis, it's going to be Case back out there after he worked himself a quick 1-2-3 inning in the 4th.
Sox have limited movement in that bullpen. We can see that it's positioned right down our eyesight. Jason behind home plate, positioned off and over the first base line as Donet will fire down to bring out Austin in this top of the lineup for the Red Sox. Austin will now see Case for the first time today.
Vanderbilt, number 9, RJ.
I can't understate how great that off day was yesterday. How much I needed that. Oh, man. I love coming here, guys. I love spending time with y'all.
Isn't that very sweet of you?
It is.
Oh, my goodness.
0-0 pitch, breaking ball into the other batter's box against Austin, 1-0.
So it makes the off day that much sweeter, right?
Didn't think about baseball all day long.
Yeah.
Again, love the sport, love working with you guys, but Day off is nice.
Yeah.
1-0 delivery in for a strike on the outer part of the plate. 1-0. And Doolittle's making it sound here like he wasn't hanging out with me on the off day either.
Weren't you guys all together?
Yes.
Did we talk about baseball once, though? Yeah, we did. But
we did. We have to imagine. The 1-1 delivery, lined up the middle, ranging over is Snow on the slide. He's going to glove it, but won't make the throw over to Lane. A great defensive stop from Snow from allowing that to trickle into the outfield, but can't get there in time to make the throw over. Austin will get aboard to first with the single.
Yeah, and that's the back control of Austin, who continues to up his batting average, 340 so far on the year, coming into today.
What were you guys up to yesterday for the off day? I wasn't with you guys.
Austin will take a couple seconds as he gingerly walks down to put on his batting glove. Finally gets it on as Mike Lum, first base umpire, finally gives a good ahead. It's Kramer Parada at home plate. Able to get over to the beach, though, yesterday.
All right.
Enjoy it down at the Beachcomber.
Nice.
Case looks home, kicks and fires to Darby. Pitch grazing the dirt.
I couldn't believe how soft the sand was. It was very spongy. It was, your feet just kind of sunk into it.
Was that your first time going to the beach here on Cape Cod?
Second or third.
Second or third.
Every other beach I've been to is really rocky, though.
Huh.
Case will check over. Lane had to come off the bag to keep it in front of him. Diving in safely is Austin. But that's that Pacific Northwest in you.
Yeah.
Those are all rocky beaches up there, is it not?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
Case fires. It will be a bunt that takes a dirty hop off of the clay and goes into foul territory.
That might have hit the lip of the grass. Did it? I'm not sure if it did.
I think it did.
I was blocked by the lengthy frame of Donay that had it trailing that way and then came back the other way.
Yeah.
It was either that or it was an off-speed pitch. That pitch had some added juice on it to try and spin around. So you see a lot of those like soft tappers or, foul balls having insane spin on them, and that might have been one of them. Either that or it just hit the lip of the grass.
Might have been a combination of both there.
Yeah.
I think it did from where I was sitting. I don't think Donay had me blocked. I'm pretty sure that did get the lip.
1-1 delivery from Case. However, he'll check back. Austin speeds over to first. He doesn't even have to go in sliding. You're able to go to Chatham like you talked about with your family on the off day?
Yeah, Chatham was wonderful to see the nice little town with the fam. They enjoyed it themselves. Saw some seals as well. Didn't know they had those out there.
1-1. Swing and a miss from Darby. Moving the count to 1-2. Yeah, we saw a seal ourselves at the Beachcomber yesterday.
I saw a couple of them.
Yeah, we saw a couple that were a couple feet. You could even potentially, if you wanted to, go out and swim and touch them. But sharks are pushing you away to say no on that one.
I don't think the seals would have been happy about that.
So the 1-2 instead goes over and back to Lane. Standing in at first will be Austin again safely. One-two high leg kick, breaking ball that pulled foul out of the reach of Lane and into the foul territory grass. Big with the Chatham and out, especially with the Beachcomber up by Eastham, which if you hold out your arm, it's the forearm. 1-2 misses high. Donay will check down. Austin will go in sliding again. This is a batter both Case and Donay want to try and get back with how many times they've attempted to pick him off. Counts to 2-2 to Xander Darby, the third baseman who struck out looking to Hodges in the third. Breaking ball just misses. Loading the count full.
Yeah, Case asking where that one was, maybe saying a little inside because he really, really liked that spot. And it was a very good spot. Got a reaction out of the Hyannis fans. Sure thought he got it too, but now has to bear down, deliver one more.
Payoff delivery. Lined foul just before the first base bag. Lane laid out for it, doesn't make contact with it. We're going to do it again full. Great at bat being worked by Xander Darby, the third baseman. 0 for 2 so far today. Came in with a .250 batting average. Now the 8th pitch of the at-bat to come from Case. I'll get down and hop over to the wall. Earhart will be there. Austin will go in standing. The throw will come to second. Sliding in with a double will be Xander Darby. Runners in scoring position with nobody away for the Red Sox to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th.
What an at-bat from Darby. At-bat of the day, working the count and able to just dump that one down the right field line and leg out a double.
Yeah, now time for Case to bear down here. He's got the 2 runners in scoring position. The runner on second, Darby, represents the tying run for a solid 2 hitters in Stafford and Hines. So time to at least just get one. And even if it's in the form of a sacrifice fly, that might not be the worst for you.
Dene went out to talk to Case. That meeting is adjourned. Ryan Stafford settles in. He's 0 for 0 on the day with 2 plate appearances. Got on with a walk and a hit by pitch. Back in the 3rd. Still nobody away here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Hyannis leading. The kick from Case is flown foul and out of play. Case ahead 0-1. YD with first base open, eliminating the double play for the Hawks. Hit fires, breaking ball strike on Stafford. Move to an 0-2 count.
If Hines wasn't on deck, you might even think about loading the bases here with that open base, but Hines, being such a dangerous hitter that he is, can't risk that. And even though the bases would be loaded with a force at any base, don't want to face a guy like Hines with them loaded.
0-2, lined right back up the middle by second base. Austin will come around and score. Wheeling and coming in, sliding, will be Darby. And on the advancement to second will be Stafford. YD ties this back up at 2 apiece here in the bottom of the 5th.
Next up, out of Mississippi State, number 44, Hunter.
Yeah, it just looked like Case had just left that one out over the middle, and Stafford absolutely punishes. A really, really good piece of hitting just to punch it right back up the middle and tie this game.
And on the play, Stafford was able to get into second, excuse me.
I was able to advance on the throw from Lipsy home that went offline, but good coverage from Case behind home plate to keep it in front of him to not allow Speedy Stafford any more bases. Hines looks at a strike from Case, moving the count to 0-1. Still nobody away in the bottom of the 5th for the Red Sox, with a runner on second. Pitch comes just off the plate on the right-hander's batter's box. Move the count to 1-1 with a lefty-on-lefty matchup between Hines and Case. Case kicks and fires. Hines out in front of it, fouling it back into the fencing. 1-2. Case will take his rubber disengagement. Ahead in the count, 1-2 to Hunter Hines. Kicks and fires fastball up by the eyes of Hines, tying the count at 2 apiece. Big at-bat here for both teams early in this one. 2-2. They'll check down to Tom Ryberg, the third base umpire, and he says he did not go around on the swing to load the count full. Payoff pitch to come from Case to Hines. Fastball upstairs gets Hines swinging and missing for the first out of the bottom of the fifth.
And as great as Hines has been this year, he's been a little bit prone to the strikeout. Those power numbers sometimes come with a high strikeout rate, and that's exactly the kind of player Hines is, which there's nothing wrong with that, but he compensates for that high strikeout rate enough with enough power.
Skipper Eric Beatty will come out, take the ball from David Case. We'll find out who the new arm is on the other side here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Darren Horn comes out of the bullpen for the Harbor Hawks and out of Coastal Carolina. Pitched 3 innings at Harwich, giving up a run, striking out 6 through 10 batters faced.
Yeah, a guy that's come in and been really, really good with this Harbor Hawks team. A 3.46 ERA so far, a 6'4" tall, thin pitcher that's going to get full extension on a lower three-quarters arm slot and come in at a very interesting angle, especially if you're a right-handed hitter.
Horn will face Montgomery. It's a swing and a miss from Montgomery against Horn, 0-1.
He started the last time these two faced each other at home against YD, gave 4 innings of good 2-run ball.
0-1 kick delivery from Horn. I'll skip into the dirt, launching a mile off of the metal fence down the first base line. Donay had to grab it. Advancing will be Stafford on the wild pitch to third to put a runner 90 feet closer to home for the Sox to try and get the lead for the first time today.
Horn, a guy with a wipeout slider, one of the highest spin rates on any pitch on Cape.
It's a 1-1 count against Montgomery. Stafford standing at third. Big swing and a miss on the fastball that goes by the Fanning Montgomery.
Montgomery was a surprise addition to the portal out of Stanford. Had a real good year with them. He's a two-way player. Appeared in 10 games for the Cardinal as well as hitting .336.
1-2 off the plate, tying the count at 2 apiece. Horn drops the ball into his glove. 2-2, breaking ball below the knees. Can't get the call. Loading the count full against Montgomery and his first batter since coming in relief of David Case, who started the bottom half of the fifth. Payoff pitch. Swung around and missed. Montgomery goes down swinging for the second out in the bottom of the fifth.
And that's the result you're looking for here if you're Darren Horn with one out. With that tag-up situation, very much a real opportunity, or any ball put in play, a very real chance to score this runner Stafford from third. Strikeouts are what you're going to need.
Horn will kick and fire to Garza. Donay keeps the ball in front of him off of his chest protector. 1-0 to Garza now, who had a single in the third and then flew out to Mitchell in the second. Horn kicks and fires. Bouncing fair over the first base bag. Lane keeps it in front of him. Horn comes in and does his job, stranding Stafford at third. However, Sox get two. We're tied at 2, going to the 6th.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Micah Bucknam's back out for now his 6th inning of work for the Red Sox. Has a 61 pitch count, and then why wouldn't you wheel him back out after a 5-pitch last half inning?
Yeah, it's so rare that we see guys go this deep into games, especially in summer ball. And YD's going to take it because that means they saved their bullpen for another day. And Bucknam, after those first 2 innings where you saw a lot of traffic on the base paths, he's really buckled down and did well since then, only allowing 2 hits in the last 3 innings. So a guy that, again, is going to give them some length.
Yeah, he also isn't really showing many signs of tiring or fatigue either. So it's got to be scary almost if you're seeing him out again. But at this point now, you've seen him 3rd time through the order. That's what teams try to avoid, is because the averages get so much better 3rd time through that order. But it is pretty impressive that it is only the 3rd time here for Zach York and the rest of the lineup.
A lot of defensive changes here for the Red Sox. Stafford will come in from left field to now play behind home plate. Austin will kick out into left field. And now moving to second base and slotting himself in will be Darby over there. Oh, boy. As the kick comes from Bucknam as it's a 1-0 count. On York. Breaking ball. That goes foul, 1-1 with, they're playing the shift against York again. Darby moves over to second base. Hardy playing the traditional shortstop. Trying to work all the stops out against York. A 1-1 delivery. Lined off to Darby at second base and fires in time for the 5-3 putout to lead things off in the top of the 6th.
Next up, out of Wazoo, number 9, Elijah Hainline.
Hainline will step into the box in the righties against Bucknam. 0-0 pitch misses high. 1-0.
I think the shift made it a little more confusing than it was.
I think it was as well. The 1-0 be lined directly to Kling in center for the second out here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, more good work here from Bucknam coming out. 61 pitches coming into the inning, and now 2 quick outs.
With Brady Day coming into play at second base, so it's a strict move for Garza with a little bit of a defensive change. 0-0 pitch to Lane, misses high above the Hyannis lettering on their blue away jerseys. So Day will come in for Austin at second base. Austin will kick to left field, and Stafford will drop in from left field to play behind home plate. 1-0 inside to the Northeastern Husky, 2-0. Full slew of defensive changes as they pull Garza out of the game for the Sox. Tapper that runs foul out of the home plate circle. Moving the count to 2-1. Slane will take a look at his bat, have it inspected by Carmen Parati to see if he needs to go grab a new one and if it's broken, but plate umpire Parati assisting in putting the wood back into place. 2-1 kick. Lane lines it directly to Hardy at shortstop. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Bucknam, who stays hot for the Red Sox. We now welcome in our 4th member of our team, our very own Bria Losick. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Jacob. Thanks for asking.
Oh, no problem, girl. What do you got cooking over there for us?
Well, you know, of course, Drew Earhart just got signed with the Red Sox, so his time with the Harbor Hawks is done for a little bit, but his legacy still lives on with the Harbor Hawks. They're still giving out candy on first base when hitters get on. Drew started that inspired by Oral Roberts giving out gummy worms during their College World Series run. And so he said, okay, I'm going to get a huge bag of Skittles. So that's a reward if a player gets on. So now BJ Johnson's over there. He had the Skittles. He actually gave me a couple before the game. So that's definitely still being implemented. But Johnny, the hitting coach now filling in for Drew, said that they might get a little crazy. They might go for some Sour Patch, some Jolly Ranchers. They don't know, but for right now they're going to stick with the Skittles because the Harbor Hawks have been winning with them.
Thank you for telling us about that, because I asked Troy Lipsy before the game what that was about, where that started and everything. He caught us up on the speed, but he said he didn't know if it was going to last much longer if, you know, now that Earhart was gone.
Oh, yeah. I can confirm I had about 5 smoothie-flavored Skittles in the dugout today.
Smoothie-flavored?
They have a huge bag in there, so I know BJ's been giving those out at first base. But, again, look out. There might be different kinds of candy.
Whoa.
Might be able to put in some requests, too. They also said that for mound visits, maybe to give some guys some encouragement.
Wow.
Sprinkle a little Skittles in. Hey, throw some strikes. Here's some Skittles.
Here's some Skittles.
We need to back up for a second. You just said smoothie-flavored Skittles?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The ones in the purple bag.
Wow, this is
news to me.
We're innovative over here at the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network / in the dugout.
Bria Losick getting the inside scoop over with the candy. Thank you so much, Bria. We always appreciate your reporting.
Oh, I always love being on, Jacob.
Oh, thank you. As it's going to be a new pitcher here for the Harbor Hawks. Carter Lovaz will settle in and onto the bump out of William and Mary. Has pitched in 8 games with a 4.62 ERA through 11 2/3 inning pitch. Coaching staff's trying to shut this door here to not allow the Red Sox to come walking through it.
Yeah, Lovaz has been good this year. 4.62 ERA, and he was really good against Bourne in his last outing, lasting 2 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 hit, walking 1, and striking out 5. A guy that was a teammate of Ben Williamson, who was, of course, just drafted, but certainly a great player in his own right.
Tom Gleed, the first baseman, will see Lovaz for the first time today. Kicks and fires off-speed pitch in for strike against Gleed.
You know what makes me angry?
Tell me.
Seeing 2003 birthdays.
Why?
What?
That's just too young. I can't believe that I'm older than these players.
0-1, misses below the knees. I'm an 03 birthday.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't realize this?
That makes me angry.
I understand I'm only going to my junior year at Notre Dame, but I
I'm
didn't think
going
it
to
was
my
that young.
junior year.
1-1, fouled away. Now 1-2 against Khalid. But you took a gap
birthday.
year, though.
Yeah. You took a gap year.
See, you shouldn't have taken the gap year if you thought the 03 was going to be really that young.
Still makes me angry.
Finding.
So were you 02, Mick?
01.
You were 01, okay.
1-2, fouled away by Khalid to keep his at-bat alive. So you're 0-1. Michael, you're an 0-1.
I'm an 0-1 myself.
I was going to say,
yep.
you're going into your senior year at Maryland.
I am.
Lovaz going into his sophomore year at William & Mary. Breaking ball, 1-2. Chopper to Snow, playing a couple steps away from the second base bag. Fires to Lane in time for the first put-out of the bottom of the 6th.
It's a lively fastball that Lovaz has on him. It's got some nice run in, and we talk with our baseball ops guys. That's something they're looking to limit, is that just straight fastball. Just a little bit of movement on it produces that as opposed to a hard line drive. And that's what Lovaz has been working on, and Lovaz's fastball is lively, and it's producing ground balls because of it. 03 birthdays. That caught me. That caught me a bit.
0-0 pitch to Kling. Misses off the plate. 1-0. There was about a million things Mickey Doolittle could set up that next following question. I did not realize 03 birthdays was going to be what he was going to
I saw the January 03, and I was like, oh, no.
1-0 in for a strike on the outer part of the plate against Kling.
Oh, no, I'm old.
I thought it was going to have something to do with the candy or something.
I thought it was a candy.
Yeah.
I thought it was a candy thing that he was going to say he didn't like Skittles.
Yeah.
I was talking about Lovaz.
Yeah, I don't know.
1-1 in same position as last pitch, 1-2 against Kling. Lovaz trying to still be efficient in his second batter. That one misses high. 2-2 on the outer part of the plate.
It's really important for the pitching to strap in here because the offense has been shut down. It's almost like we haven't even seen this kind of shutdown pitching for quite a little bit. 2-2.
Taken for strike 3, rings him up. Kling goes down looking for the second out of the bottom of the 6th.
What a pitch. Again, there's that lively fastball. Lovaz is really, to see him in here, it speaks to the confidence from the coaching staff on him as well as Darren Horn. He only went those 2/3 of an inning right there. He's a higher leverage guy in today's game, and so is Lovaz now. But except with Lovaz, you're just looking for a little bit more length out of him, and he could sure give it.
Stretching for it. Will miss low, though. 1-0 against Theo Hardy, the shortstop, who flew out to Earhart in the 4th and then struck out in the 2nd to Hodges. 1-0 delivery. Misses on the fastball away. 2-0. No lights here at Red Wilson Field. You have to play 4:45. That's why first pitch was as early as it is. You're also fighting the sun along with the other opposing team. Is 2-0 is fouled back into the fencing. 2-1.
We're on the clock here.
Always are. Yeah, after the permanent mark, so whatever happens now is just an addition because you're through 5, able to make it an official game, which everyone loves. You don't have to try and make this thing back up. 2-1 from Lovaz is off the glove of Lane. Snow is there, off of it, tries to get it. It's in time. Lane had reached out for it. It took a nasty hop off his glove. Snow was positioned to come over to provide backup if necessary. He was there, and Lane retreating back to first. Gets there in time for Snow to throw over on the 3-4-3.
The classic.
The classic 3-4-3 out. We remain tied going to the 7th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
Batazo frente a la bola, va atrás, bien atrás, lleva color, lleva sabor. play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, determine to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
Be a bad mother.
Landon Beitelshees will step onto the bump for the Red Sox in relief of Micah Bucknam, who had himself a day going 6 innings. Now you bring up Beitelshees here to try and keep that stellar outing from him going.
Yeah, it was a great outing from Bucknam, who gave them solid length, and now you bring in the 6'3" arm in Beitelshees, who is coming in with that lefty delivery, about 3/4 release against the upcoming hitters in Donay, Snow, and Lipsy. So it's going to be lefty on righty, righty, and then finally you'll get to the lefty, the third hitter up in the inning.
Donay will step out onto the bump. Beitelshees on the 2.16 ERA through 5 games played. Has started one, has went 16 2/3 of an inning, striking out 4, only given up 11 hits so far on his summer with YD. 0-0 pitch. Donay out in front of it and swinging and missing. 0-1. Beitelshees up with it, fires inside on Donay, evening the count at 1 apiece.
Harbor Hawks could use a jolt here.
Beitelshees working fast. The 1-1 just off the plate, now 2-1.
And Beitelshees using him here, he was Ohio State's closer through the years, so just to get through this bottom part of the order, they really are taking some priority, showing some respect to these next 3 hitters.
2-1 fastball gassed up Donay, who was out in front of it swinging and missing. Tying the count at 2 apiece here. Beitelshees looks at this. Pitches from Stafford as Donay goes down looking. First out for Beitelshees is a strikeout looking against Brody Donay.
Next up, out of South Florida, number 3, Eric Snow.
Yeah, Donay got fooled right there. That caught the inner third of the plate. He turned his back thinking it was inside and might have hit him.
Eric Snow will now face Beitelshees. He looks at a ball inside on the righty. Lefty on righty matchup. Second batter here, top of the 7th. Next pitch misses away off the plate into the lefty's batter's box, 2-0. Beitelshees fires again on the 2-0. Fouled back by Snow, 2-1.
When a pitcher's in their rhythm, you're not going to slow him down, and right now, Beitelshees is in that rhythm.
Two-one delivery from Beitelshees is poked into right center field. Montgomery positions himself under it and makes the grab for the second out in the top of the 7th.
Next up, out of Ohio State.
Yeah, Beitelshees has come in and done a great job here against the first 2 hitters in this lineup, both more than capable guys with a bat in their hand, and set them down relatively quickly, a theme that has been pretty predominant through the last couple of innings for Hyannis.
Beitelshees will go up against his teammate in Trey Lipsy, who lines out one between Day and Gleed on the right side of the infield to get aboard with the single. Lipsy's able to take that one into fall ball with him, saying that you were able to get on versus your teammate. Have the bragging rights.
Something tells me Landon will hear something about that.
We'll flip the lineup card back over for the Harbor Hawks.
You'd almost rather give up the single to Snow or anybody else.
That one you don't hear about as much.
Yeah.
However, he'll check back to the speedy Lipsy as he knows who goes in standing.
Got to be aware of the speed on the base, like Lipsy.
Idleshees delivers a breaking ball inside on the lefty Mitchell.
And it'd be a big out here, too, because putting Lipsy and Mitchell on for a guy like Earhart, the way he's been hitting the ball, could be that spark that you're talking about, Mickey.
1-0. Below the knees of Mitchell, now 2-0. Aldeshays will check back over to Lipsy, who's already in there standing by the time even squared over to look. Also knows his tendencies as well, you have to imagine. After watching him pitch throughout the spring, they'll go back over again. Beidelshe's having some fun with his spring ball teammate from the Ohio State University.
Throw it over again. Why not? Why not?
2-0 set to come to Mitchell. The kick in the fire will hit him square on the back, moving it to 50 hit-by pitches of the summer against Harbor Hawks.
The first team to 50 by a long, long margin. And now that brings up Earhart.
Brings up Zach Earhart. Looks to take advantage with a speedy Trey Lipsy in scoring position. 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Breaking ball upstairs. Can't get synced back into the zone. 1-0.
And you can't pitch around Earhart here because you got Smith on deck.
This is a big at-bat here. Earhart knows he's got to be choosy, and he's only going to swing at one that he knows is his.
Will be a time called.
Readjust his batting glove. Only has that one.
By Earhart, he finally settles in. Now it will be a rubber disengagement.
That's perhaps a bit of mind games right there with Earhart with the rubber disengagement.
1-0. Skipping in front of Stafford, who keeps it in front of him. It trickled down the third base line, but kept his body in front of it the entire time to not allow an advancement of Lipsy or Mitchell. They both stand at second and third, respectively.
That was such a great block because he was putting in such a bad position to block that. It was skipped a couple of feet in front of home plate. Got his chest in front of it, though.
Beetleshade delivers the 2-0, fouling it by the YD dugout. Now a 2-1 count to the Oklahoma State Cowboy. What a massive throw out at home plate in this one. 2-1, kick and fire. Lined over the glove of Darby. Going around third to come in to score will be Lipsy standing up. Hyannis retakes the lead off of a big single of Zach Earhart.
So Earhart is so hot that he rips that through that third and shortstop gap, but Darby himself was standing about level, maybe a few steps behind third base, and as the pitch was thrown, he took a few steps in and actually moved his toes on the grass. That's a hot shot that he catches if he doesn't move. It's a game of inches, game of margins. That's a big hit from Earhart. He must have seen that, and he wrapped it through that side and punished Darby for moving in.
Mitchell moves to second base to bring up Cam Smith, who will poke that one to left field. Austin is underneath it and makes the grab. However, nonetheless, Harbor Hawks retake the lead, getting back one. They lead 3-2 going to the bottom of the 7th.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Herdelovaz comes out with a now one-run cushion after Lipsy's able to score off of the RBI single of Earhart. Lipsy comes around to score. You can take a look at the box score as it's a big showing. Hyannis was able to respond for the first 2 runs of the game in the first and second respectively. Then in the 5th inning, YD would be able to work 2 across, and then just in the top of the 7th, Hyannis responds with the setting sun.
Yeah, Hyannis, again, doing a great job of battling back in this one. The Cardiac Hawks seem like they are slowly making another emergence here at Red Wilson Field. They love their close games.
Yeah, how important is it?
Lovaz will fire to Austin for his first time seeing the William & Mary product. He fouls it away, 0-1.
How important is it that they can always bounce back despite this? They've been limited, but they know that they're not out of this game. Now you have Lovaz out here with a 1-run lead.
0-1 that goes behind Austin as he's sucked in to try and avoid getting hit by the pitch. 1-1 to come from Lovaz. Misses inside, 2-1. Lovaz positions the glove up by his face. Hainline over to his far side and makes the grab and throws in time to get the first out of the bottom of the 7th.
That is an unbelievable play by Elijah Hainline, who went to his backhand side deep into that shortstop hole and was able to muster enough strength to get that all the way across the infield to lane.
That's why those shortstop plays and playing that position is so tough. You have to range to either side. And that throw across the body from Elijah Hainline, it just looks so natural and easy.
Darby flies that one to the right center field gap, laying out for and making the grab is Lipsy. 2 retired here quickly in the bottom of the 7th.
And 2 straight just gems of defensive plays. Lipsy covering so much ground to get out there, fully stretched his glove and able to get a great jump on that. Not only get a good jump, but take a good route to it. He immediately knew where it was going and made the play.
0-0 pitch from Stafford. She shows bunt, pulls it back, 0-1. 2 retired quickly for the Sox. As the 0-1 is popped foul behind and onto a car here at Dennis Yarmouth Regional High School, the home of the Dolphins.
A white Subaru with Connecticut plates.
Uh-oh.
0-2 misses off the plate, 1-2. Is it serious? Because I did park close today. That, in all seriousness, I did park a little closer than I probably should have, so, uh-oh.
I didn't even turn around to look.
Oh, okay. 1-2 will be lined between Smith and Hainline on the left side of the infield. Stafford will get on for his second single of the day.
Next up,
Huge spot here now as Lovaz was cruising right before this. And even in that count against Stafford, he was pitching well, but that brings up the always dangerous Hunter Hines, and you don't want to give him a chance to give his team the lead.
Hines settles in to look at Lovaz for the first time today. Nothing, a nothing breaking ball into the dirt, drops him to a knees. They say he went around for strike. What a nasty pitch from Lovaz. Hines has struck it out twice today. 0-1. We'll check back Stafford. Goes in sliding safely. As steps away, close to the first base bag. Fires low, just below the knees. To move the count to 1-1. Hines, sandwiched between his 2 strikeouts today, flew out to Earhard in the third. 1-1, foul tip back directly into the fencing. Now a 1-2 count with Lovaz ahead. Hines takes his times to adjust his cleats into the dirt. Lovaz kicks and fires. Swing and a miss from Hunter Hines. Strands Stafford at first. Harbor Hawks still leading 3-2 after 7.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Hyannis holding on to a 3-2 lead as we move to the 8th inning. Michael Kirsting, Mickey Doolittle, Real Ossick, I'm Jacob Iron. So happy to have you with us here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Guys, so far, great even contest between the two teams.
We saw this against Bourne, too. It was just such a chess match, and it was to really see the contest was who blinks first here, because these are two really solid teams. And now, I mean, we saw Hyannis kind of get shut down a little bit through those middle innings, and Buckingham really held his own going all the way through 6 innings, probably the first time we've seen it, but they punched back last inning, responded really well to retake the lead.
York settles into the boxes. He fouls his first pitch he sees up over by the trees in foul territory down the third base line.
And also credit to Darren Horn and Carter Lovaz for bearing down so far in relief of Hodges and Case.
York fouling it into the glove of Stafford on the tip. Now 0-2. That one is into the other batter's box. 1-2 from Vittleshees. 1-2 away, tying the count at 2 apiece. Vittleshees comes with a 2-2. He lines that one into shallow right field. Day was playing back, the second baseman for the shift, and makes the grab right to him.
That's a base hit and basically against every other team, because not everybody shifts there, and it was a perfectly placed shift there as Brady Day was put in that right field gap. It's down for a base hit if they're not shifted. So just a bit hard done is York in that at bat.
Elijah Hainline looks at a strike on the inner part of the plate. Move the count to 0-1. Vittleshees Trying to work to the bottom of the 8th. That one will clip Hainline right on the side. The righty batter getting it nailed right on his shoulder and on that left side of him. And now 51 on the summer for the Harbor Hawks.
We continue to just be baffled by the occurrences of Harbor Hawks continuing to get hit by pitch after pitch after pitch, and it just continues. They slowed down for a little bit in the middle of the season. There was a team within 4 of them.
Nothing pitch against Lane is in for strike.
But now they've widened that gap once again.
So check back the speedy Hainline into first base.
3rd one today.
That's how you get your number up, Mick, is getting hit 3 times in one game.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 pitch below the knees of Alex Lane, who had a double to come around and score off of the block of Bucknam in the 2nd, then struck out in the 4th and lined out to Hardy in the 6th. Pitch is swung around and missed for strike against Lane, 1-2.
Hyannis is averaging a little bit over 1.5 hit by pitches a game.
1-2, they'll check back Hainline, who goes in standing.
It's big if you get hit by 1 pitch in a game.
They're averaging almost 2. You can round up that number.
I think we can.
1-2, and with a fastball cut inside on Lane. He goes down swinging and missing. 2 away in the top of the 8th.
Next up, out of Virginia Tech, number 29, Brody.
Yeah, for how potent this YD lineup is, you'd love to see a couple more runs here out of Hyannis to lengthen this lead, give yourself a little more breathing room within the bullpen.
Hainline will get caught as they tried to pick over. He's now going to be caught in a rundown. Hardy has it as he kept the bag. He faked the throw back to Gleed at first base. He gets caught in the rundown for the 3rd out on the attempted stolen base. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-2. Hyannis leading.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Welcome you back here to Red Wilson Field. Harbor Hawks leading 3-2. Going to the bottom of the 8th. Carter Lovaz out for another inning of work, trying to hold on to the run lead the Hawks possess in a big game here tonight for the Hawks.
Yeah, Lovaz has come in and done a great job. 6 up, 7 up, 6 down. He gave up the single with 2 outs in the 7th, but he's done an amazing job just like he has all year long, and now trying to finish this one out, finish the 8th out, and get the hold and put himself in line for the win.
Yeah, and he's a high-leverage guy, but he's also one that can give you bulk. That is a huge kind of reliever that teams are looking for in this, as relievers are now changing. And it's so big if they can do that, and that's exactly what Lovaz has been showing.
Will Taylor will come into left field for Nick Mitchell on the straight defensive change. Lovaz will face Montgomery for the first time today, excuse me.
Where's Taylor again?
Left field.
Left field, thank you.
0-1. Upstairs, Montgomery just holds his swing back. Move the count to 1-1. Shadows starting to creep in. Down the third base side. 1-1 is fouled back into Donay. He stays strong though, 1-2. Montgomery 0 for 1 today with a strikeout in the fifth. 1-2 delivery gets Montgomery swinging and missing on the off-speed pitch.
Good pitch there as Lovaz continues his great outing so far. Now through 2 1/3, has only given up that one hit. Again, is in line for the win right now.
Brady Day come in for his first at-bat of tonight's game after the defensive change came back in the 6th to take Manny Garza out of the game. Move Stafford behind home plate and the slew of defensive changes that work to accommodate it. 1-0, fouled into the trees down the third base line and out of play. Lovaz kicks and fires. 1-1 slow chopper to Lane off the bag. Racing over in time will be Lovaz to come back and tap onto the bag with tippy toes. Lane was pulled off the bag about 3 feet away. Lovaz had to beat out the speedy Day down the line and using every bit of his frame, tips the top of it to get the out.
That is an unbelievable play there from both Lane to get there. The throw was a little bit behind Lovaz, and then Lovaz showing off the athleticism.
2 retired. Now Lovaz faces Dumb Gleed. Gleed looks at a strike on the outer part of the plate. Oh-1 kicked and fired. Fouled back between the wickets of Donay. Lovaz ahead in the count 0-2. Lovaz ahead in the count. Kicks, fires the 0-2 up by the eyes of Gleed on the high fastball. He doesn't go around to swing. He stays firm, 1-2.
Only one ball has really left the infield. There was that fly ball by Darby. Everything else has been either strikeouts or just very soft contact.
1-2 breaking ball, an off-speed pitch. Gets Gleed out in front of it. Lovaz gets him swinging. Harbor Hawks go to the ninth, trying to tack on to their 1-run lead.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
3-2, Hyannis leads going into the top of the ninth. They try and tack on assurance runs with 7, 8, and 9 due up with Donay, Snow, and Lipsy. This is a big spot for him because 1-run lead just does not feel like it could be enough. It's going to take another stellar performance by the entire pitching staff and defensive team on the other side in the bottom of the ninth.
And it's been one already from YD as well as Hyannis. Again, a chess match today between these two teams, especially with the bottom of the lineup here.
Swung on and missed on the first pitch against Donay.
especially with the top of the order due up for YD. That's going to be big.
Beetlecheese comes out for another inning of work as Donay holds on that pitch. So he did not go around on the appeal. 1-1 count. Beetlecheese kicks and fires. Donay did go around, breaking the wrist, called by home plate umpire Carmen Parati.
He's working at a lightning quick pace right now.
1-2 pitch. Fastball that gets by Donay, swinging and missing. First out in the top of the ninth.
That felt like 3 pitches, but it wasn't. He was just working so quick that we got through an entire at-bat.
Yeah, Beetlecheese has been a guy who's really been working just based off of that rhythm, and when he's in it, and when all pitchers are in it, there's no knocking him off it.
Snow will foul Beetlecheese's first pitch by skipper Eric Beatty in the third base coach's box.
You want to talk about spacious foul territory that McKeon has. I mean, take a look at this foul territory down that third base line.
0-1, in for strike. Just underneath the top of the zone for strike. 0-2 from Beetlecheese to come to Snow. 2 missing low below the knees. Now 1-2. Beetlecheese kicks and fires. Fastball goes by the swinging Eric Snow for the second out in the top of the ninth.
Wow, he has come out in quite the rhythm. I mean, he's been really good to begin with, but in the last 2 innings, but this is something else right now. Setting his last 3 hitters down, 2 via the strikeout. Excuse me, 3 in a row via the strikeout.
Beetlecheese will miss off the plate to Trey Lipsy. Lipsy, the sole hit against Beetlecheese so far today in his outing. He fouls back. Second pitch he sees, moving the count to 1 apiece. Beetlecheese kicks and fires up into the middle. Lipsy won't beat it in time. A ranging play from Hardy, who was on the shift, who had taken 3 feet away off the bag of second base, ranges over, and Gleed stretches out with everything he has to get the 6-3 putout. Hyannis is retired in order. They're going to have to hold on to a 1-run lead going to the bottom of the ninth with a new pitcher coming. Stay with us here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Arnold comes in to close things out potentially for the Harbor Hawks. They have 3 runs on 8 hits. They haven't committed an error yet today. Red Sox have 2 runs in off 6 hits. They have committed 1, and that was on Bucknam on a pickoff attempt early in this one. Pretty clean game between the both of them, but Jamie Arnold now from Florida State's coming in. High leverage situation. They want to close the door and walk out of here with a win.
Yeah, Arnold, no stranger to these high leverage situations. He's been one of the best relievers for Hyannis this year. As they've tried to stretch him out a little more, he has started to give up a little bit more runs. He's given up a run in each of his last 4 outings, but that's because he's been going longer. 3, 1 1/3, 2, and then 1 on his innings total in his last 4 outings. He last pitched just a couple of days ago at Harwich. It'll be interesting to see how he reacts. And the top of the order, it'll be 8, 9, and 1 due up for YD.
Paxton Kling settle into the box. Hyannis looking to escape Red Wilson with a win. First pitch from Arnold is low, 1-0. 1-0 delivery from the sidearm, misses high, 2-0. Comes into the zone for strike, 2-1. Kling in the 6th, struck out looking to Lovaz. 2-1. High chopper, back to Arnold. Comes off the mound and throws wide, pulling Lane off the bag. Kling opens the 9th with a runner on.
Number 11.
Yeah, he did everything right. Had nice pace there. Taking his time, collecting himself, not rushing that throw, but just pulled Lane off the bag a little bit.
It'll be ruled an error against Arnold to bring up Theo Hardy. 0-0 pitch. Down Broadway for strike against the shortstop. Grounded into the 3-4-3. Out to end the 6th. 0-1 showed bunt. He pulls back for a 1-1 count. As they'll motion down to Mike Lum. First base umpire say he did not go around. 1-1, high chopper that catches the lip of the grass and moves foul. 1-2. Now against Hardy. Arnold kicks and fires. Flying to left field. Taylor positions himself under it and makes the grab for the first out of the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, just got him reaching there just a little bit off the end of the bat out to left field. A good pitch from Arnold, and now has to deal with the top of the lineup.
R.J. Austin settles in for the righty-on-lefty matchup. Kling still stands at first. Fastball goes by a swinging Austin for Arnold to be ahead in the count, 0-1. Pitch misses low below the knees of Austin. Even in the count at 1 apiece. Kling takes a low crouching step off of first base as a 1-1 misses low and outside, 2-1. Against Austin. Arnold fires. 2-1 popped up out of play behind us. Behind home plate here at Red Wilson Field. 2-2 delivery. Kling in motion. Throw down from Donay. Pulled Snow up into the air. Snow grabs it. But getting the stolen bag will be Paxton Kling. Full count to R.J. Austin as the pitch missed inside.
45th stolen base of the year for YD.
Payoff pitch. Misses off the plate. Just barely.
Next up, out of
And Austin works a walk.
Number 12, Xander Darby.
Xander Darby now comes to the box, but a pinch runner
Pinch running for the Red Sox.
for YD.
Gonzaga, number 3, Enzo Apodaca.
Enzo Apodaca will come in to pinch run for Austin.
Yeah, he represents the winning run. Want to get some speed on the base pass in case anything finds a gap or a ball goes to the backstop.
Smith will touch the grass at third. First pitch to come from Arnold to Darby, in for a strike.
Yeah, Arnold's just got to know what he's going to throw and trust his stuff here. Could pitch either for the strikeout or to contact here. A ground ball could potentially end the game.
0-1 delivery. Misses low, tying the count at 1 apiece.
Got to be careful with those pitches in the dirt. Good job by Donay to pick that one out, but can't skip one in and allow the base runners to move up.
Arnold kicks and fires the 1-1 off the plate. 2-1. Darby had a double back in the 5th. Flew out to Lipsy in the 7th. 2-1. Poked foul down the third base line and over Scott Pickler, the third base coach and field manager's head.
Nervous minutes here for Hyannis. That one almost found its way down the left field line.
Smith pulls himself off the grass. 2-2 delivery. Flown into left center field. Taylor positions himself under it to make the out. 2 retired, but still not out of danger if you're Hyannis, with Kling in scoring position, bringing up Ryan Stafford.
Yeah, and Stafford has had some great moments today. A walk, a hit by pitch, but then a 2 RBI single in the 5th, drove in both YD's runs, and there's going to be a visit to the mound from pitching coach Eric Luxus. But then in addition to that, he also singled in the 7th, so a guy that you really want to be cognizant of not giving anything to hit as dust continues to fall here on Red Wilson Field.
Yeah, this is the point in the game where you're holding your breath if you're Hyannis fans here, because Hunter Hines awaits on deck too. So he's more than capable as Stafford of driving in that game-tying run and then bringing up Hines with the big bat right after him. He represents the winning run. It's a really, really slippery slope to have to navigate if you're Arnold here. So that's why there's a long chat on the mound here with Arnold between Donay and Luxus.
Carmen Parati, the home plate umpire, will go up to break up the conference on the bump. Luxus will walk back to the dugout. 3-2, Hyannis leads in the bottom of the 9th. The Sox have Kling at second base and Apodaca, the pinch runner, at first base. 0-0 pitch to Stafford is pulled foul. And out of play. Stafford attacking the first pitch he saw from Arnold. 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball just off of the plate. Tying the count at 1 apiece. Arnold looks back and fires high chopper to Hainline. He'll flip underhanded to Snow to go the short way, retiring Apodaca, and Hyannis escapes Red Wilson Field with a 3-2 victory. A chess match throughout the entire time, and Hyannis works the victory.
Yeah, one that felt like it was in jeopardy until the very, very end. Jamie Arnold making all of our hearts skip a beat, but at the end of the day, the Cardiac Hawks come back, another 1-run win. They improved to 8 in 2 in 1-run games, picking up that winning run in the 7th.
Yeah, and this was one of those games. We look back the last time they were here at how close it was for Hyannis in that 5-4 game. That one could have gone either way, too. They played just about the same exact game here, and instead they take this one 3-2. Resilience after getting shut down in those middle 3 innings by the starter, Bucknam, who gets no reward for the fruits of his labor today. But it's really good work as Zach Earhart brings in the potential winning run against all those odds after being shut down all day long.
When you're hot, and the Harbor Hawks are proving that now, as they are now winners of 9 of their last 11 with a tie in there against Harwich. For Michael Kirsting, Mickey Doolittle, I'm Jacob Irons saying so long from Wade Wilson Field. Harbor Hawks pick up the 3-2 victory over YD.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.